Rajesh Singh. I handle logistics and transportation for infra marketing, and I am currently working as a manager over here. So, can I ask you?
Okay. Sir, what is your main role here?
Here, our main role is to provide concrete to the customers. First thing. Second thing, the time period which is given for the concrete, for the TM, मतलब जो हमारा ट्रक है, it should reach on time, or else the concrete is spoiled. So basic is timings over here, which we manage, and the problems which we encounter with the drivers, the machines and everything. So those are all my responsibilities.
Sir, what is the time period for the concrete?
The concrete is based on what you have applied for or you have requested for. There is gradings in concrete, right from M10 to M40 or M45 at the max. It depends on the strength of it. The strength is based on the chemical content which we put in the mixer. So M25, if we take a standard concrete, it takes about 5 hours to set. So once it starts setting, the concrete in the mixer is spoiled. So before 5 hours we have to unload that. So that is the deadline for each. So in different variations we have M10, M15, 5 extra till M45.
As the more the kilometer you mix more the chemical.
No, not exactly. If there is a pump, then we don't have to mix any chemicals, because the pump may makes the work much easier. Like 100 people taking with their baskets will be done in another 20 minutes. So the travel time, if we take as 5 hours, in 20 minutes the TM is clear.
So, what is the capacity here?
The plant capacity is 0.5 MQ, and the TM mixer which trucks are there, their capacity is 7 MQ.
So how many trucks are there currently?
We have around 6 trucks over here,
Okay.
2 pumps, and 1 to tow the vehicle.
Sir, can you specify about how demand and supply works?
See, demand is created by the marketing team. Okay, the team goes to the customer, they get the orders, and the order is given by evening 6 o'clock for the next day's schedule. So as soon as the schedule comes, we have to arrange the drivers, the raw materials, and then the plan about the routes, diesel, all these things has to be planned before leaving.
So the business is B2B or B2C?
It's
Mainly.
B2B, business to business, but in some cases we take an exception.
Okay. If there is a large order.
Large.
Okay.
If the truck wants to go somewhere nearby and suddenly it breaks down, so how the concrete shifting take from the truck or?
No, concrete is never shifted.
Okay.
Concrete can't be shifted. There are possibilities which we can do, but that is again an extra cost. That can be a liability to the company. So maintenance of the trucks is a compulsion. Every week maintenance is going on. So we try to avoid such situations. In case such thing happens, then the pump which we have set, that comes into action. The pump is shifted to the breakdown area, wherein the whole concrete is unloaded in the pump, and the second truck is filled with the same. So that process takes around 20 to 40 minutes, wherein we get a break and the concrete goes to the plant. In that case, in exceptional cases where the pump can't go, the concrete is rejected. So that is again a...
And how do you handle the workers?
Workers, we have around 6 drivers, 1 spare driver, and 1 mechanic is always present over here.
Okay.
So for small whatever breakdowns occur, he is responsible, he takes care of it. Whether it is on site or in the plant, wherever breakdown occurs, the mechanic takes this.
So how do you come up with the forecasting if any breakdowns occurs or climate changes?
See, basically it's a machine. We can't forecast it.
Okay.
Okay. In some cases we handle it because we have spare vehicles here.
Mhm.
So if second number vehicle has breakdown and it is stopped somewhere, the sixth number will go and it will complete the process. Like the concrete is shifted and that goes, and this goes to the mechanic shop. The next TM will take over it and it will give it on time.
Mhm.
So that is how we manage that.
Okay.
If one is breakdown, one TM will directly go to the site instead of this thing. The last one will take responsibility of that concrete. So that's how it is managed.
So, do you have any strategy for the strategy for like to reach on time to the consumers?
See, time schedule is already given to the customers according to the kilometers.
Mhm.
But we can't avoid situations like traffic jams, accidents, anything can happen. So that's an exception which we have to face.
So how does the client get to know where your truck is exactly on
Is
which
there any
destination?
GPS system?
GPS system or
Yeah.
tracking system?
Tracking is customer usually doesn't in Belgaum they don't ask for this thing.
Okay.
But we have GPS system which is tracked
Mhm.
and we know where the
Truck is.
TM is there.
Okay, so if there is more traffic on the road, like if you get to know, so you already plan for the any alternative
Yes,
road?
we enroute it.
Okay.
Basically now what happens is the city area, we take it at night so that the minimum traffic,
Traffic
you
is
know,
reduced.
it's reduced in the night. So we prefer night, or else in the early mornings like 3:30, 4 o'clock. If there is a smaller quantity, if there is a large quantity, we prefer at night.
Oh,
What is the business area like? Only Belgaum?
No, we supply around 40 kilometers because that is the retention time of the concrete.
Okay.
Keeping in mind the traffic and unavoidable circumstances, it is into 40 to 45 kilometers.
42 max.
Max.
Okay.
We can't give it before.
So while hiring drivers for this concrete mixers, so they need any some special skill set or they don't require, or there is any criteria?
Not exactly. Driving is tested over here for 1 week
Mm.
for shorter distances. He should have his badge, his license, no previous accidental records,
Mm.
and his health records have been checked so that he doesn't have any failures during driving.
So, as you told, you have come to transport the concrete. So, how does it is managed?
Pump is sent 1 hour before on site. So usually what happens is the TM goes, he starts to unload in the pump, and that pump is connected to a pipeline to the destination where the concrete should be thrown. So we arrange in such a way that after the pump reaches the site, they require 40 minutes to put the pump line depending on which floor it is. So that time is deducted over here, and then we start the loading over here. So that the concrete TM which we are sending doesn't stay on site for long. So that is how we manage. One TM reaches, after that only the second TM is taken on loading. So that till that concrete is finished pumping, this guy reaches over. So that's how we manage.
And what is the mixing time? Like I have seen the truck there.
No, there is no such specific time for mixing in the truck, because that mixer has to be on till the whole concrete is unloaded.
Okay.
Because we can't keep the concrete in the mixer without rotating. Because once if we stop that, which we call handi, the backside of or mixer which you can say, if that is stopped, the concrete starts to set early because it is having admixture, a type of chemical which is used for setting the concrete. So we can't keep it shut off. It should be in a rotation.
What are the raw materials required for?
Raw materials required for concrete is sand, that is black sand which we call, 20 mm and 10 mm khadi which we call,
Okay.
and we have GGBS, a mixture like cement, and also we have cement.
Okay.
So all these things combined in the mixture with a mixing time of around 20 seconds to 30 seconds, it will be loaded in the TM.
Does any natural calamities affect your logistic?
Yes, rains affect, because we have to set the moisture accordingly. Excess moisture gives a setting time for a prolonged period, which gives cracks in the concrete, and excess heat also provides the same thing. It develops cracks. So we have to adjust our moisture according to the climatical conditions of that area.
So as you are just managing 6 trucks, like you are planning to expand it to certain level?
Of course, according to the demand, the expansion is there. It's a business criteria.
Okay.
Okay. So if the demand in the city increases, then we'll definitely increase the number of TPOs.
Does you use this truck in full load capacity or for concrete with some any other criteria?
Dedicated only to concrete, and full load is 7 MQ. The minimum load we send is 1 MQ, but that's charged again. That's a different set of rules for it.
So like, how is your experience with this Indian logistics? Like there are many challenges to face on daily basis.
Not on daily basis to be specific, but there are many loopholes which we have to fill it up. Like for example, if our TM is going, something happens to it, so we don't have on-spot services. We have to arrange services and then reach the TM. So those are some of these small loopholes. But the capacity of Indian drivers, I think it's recommendable. They try their level best to get in time.
So who are your major competitors according to infra market?
See, when we say competitors, in this marketing team has to handle it. First thing, I can't comment on that. Because whenever they need help, we are the persons who will be helping them. And whenever we need some help, they are the persons who are sending. Sometimes we require extra TMs, so they will be providing. Sometimes they require for extra. So that's a give and take process apart from the business. And as we are talking about competitions, it's a huge competition.
So you collaborate your trucks with other.
Sometimes, depending on the necessity of the person. Like if we are free and they require, only then that concept arises. Otherwise, we can't let our customers down for others.
And as the government has continuously improving and investing in infrastructure, do you feel there is any change in demand or supply of your production?
See, demand and supply is a basic concept of business. We can't avoid that thing. According to the demand, we have to cope up with the supplies. So government, I think, is supporting in this field because the laborers and everyone is getting paid handsomely for these jobs. It's a risky job. It takes, more money.
So the government policies are continuously changing. So does it affect any logistic channels?
Of course, it affects. The raw materials rates have gone up. So the end user has to face the consequences. So basically, any change in policy adversely affects the production.
And also yesterday there was budget and again they have
They have changed the policy.
and also they have invested more in infrastructure. So do you feel that you will have more demand in coming days?
Yeah, we are expecting more demands because in And nowadays, everyone wants the slabs and every building to be in a very quick this thing. They don't want to waste time because one project is completed, they go to the second. So on those basis, demands are increasing for the concrete, which we are sending.
Okay, if the truck is covering 40 kilometers on daily, so what time do you expect like it should return back?
See, on those basis, the GPS is being fitted.
Okay.
So the time which he takes, I think he is taking about an hour for reaching 40 kilometers with a standard speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So we expect him to return in 1 hour.
Okay.
So because by going he will be very slow, we don't want to drop the concrete outside because it's a risky thing. It's just like taking some liquid and going. So
Is
we
there
don't-
any wastage?
basically it doesn't happen.
Okay.
But excessive, rash drivings can occur there. But we don't have such problems.
What do you think?
Or whenever there is a steep edge, there might be a spillage.
Yes.
So that's the only concept. Otherwise, there is no spillage anywhere.
Do you think that the current truck models you are using, they must be advanced in the coming period, or it's fine? It's fine.
No, depending on the requirement, I think these models are the best because they are not into electronic circuits which we have. The electronics which has been included in the latest models. The problem arises when somewhere it gets stuck or it gets a breakdown. We require an electronic mechanic to repair it. The general mechanic doesn't do. So, and based on this business, going electronic is a bit risky. Mechanical you can repair anywhere, but getting electronic repair person will be again a hectic job. Finding him, getting him on site, and then replacing the parts which have gone. That takes it. I think it's quite hectic.
Sir, what is this area? Like total area?
This is 1 acre, 40 meters.
So that's all, sir.
That's
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.